What if the whole world turned to stone mid-sentence, mid-breath, mid-confession, and you stayed awake inside your own statue for thousands of years? That's exactly where our story begins. A high schooler named Taeju finally works up the courage to tell his crush how he feels. His best friend, the science prodigy Senku, jokes about a love potion and teases him for overthinking, but before Taeju can finish the confession, a blinding green light floods the sky. Planes plummet. Birds freeze mid-flight. Every human on Earth is petrified mind-conscious, body sealed in stone. Time surges forward. Cities crumble into forests. Rivers redraw the land. Yet inside their rocky shells, people keep thinking. Taeju refuses to surrender to the dark. He keeps her face in his mind, repeats her name, and clings to one idea: survive long enough to see her again. One day, in a damp cave, cracks crawl across Taeju's stony skin. The shell shatters. He gasps his first breath in millennia and stumbles into a wilderness that used to be his city. Everyone he knows stands frozen as statues except a message scratched into rock: follow the river. He sprints along the bank and finds the miracle Senku, alive. How? Senku grins and says he counted every single second, from petrification to awakening. By his math, it's October 5th, in the year 5748. He survived by keeping his mind busy and his odds measured classic Senku. The cave they're using drips with a clear liquid that melted Taeju's stone, a nitric acid-rich seep. Senku calls it their miracle fluid. If they can refine it and pair it with alcohol, they might create a revival formula. No time to waste. Senku handles the brainwork. Taeju is pure horsepower. They gather berries, coax fermentation, fail, try again, and keep iterating. Weeks pass. Taeju grows a wild beard. Their batches improve. Finally, they pour the refined fluid over a petrified bird. The stone peels away. The bird flutters back to life. It works. So who do they revive first? Taeju doesn't hesitate. The girl he never got to confess to Yusuriha. But before they can reach her statue, trouble finds them. A pride of lions prowls the ruins. With no weapons and no time, they gamble on a different statue. A legendary fighter Taeju recognizes from TV Tsukasa Shishio. They splash the fluid. The stone falls away. Tsukasa wakes, takes one look at the situation, and drops the Lion King with a single earth-shaking punch. The rest of the pride flees. Savior secured, or so it seems. Around a campfire, their philosophies collide. Senku wants to rebuild the world with science and revive everyone, no exceptions. Tsukasa believes the old world was rotten and cruel, built by the powerful at the expense of the weak. If humanity gets a second chance, he says, only pure people should return, no greedy adults, no corrupt elites. In his vision, children and the innocent inherit a simpler paradise. Senku refuses. Science is for all of humanity, not a chosen few. The disagreement hardens into a fault line. Senku plans a technological leap to balance the scales: gunpowder. If they can build it, even Tsukasa's raw strength won't dominate. The recipe needs sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter, so they head toward a volcanic hot spring to gather materials. Along the way, Senku and Taeju revive Yusuriha. Her stone fractures, pain flashes through her legs, and then breathe, color, life. She thanks Taeju for saving her. He points straight at Senku. But Tsukasa is already thinking 10 moves ahead. He tracks them, snatches Yusuriha as leverage, and corners Senku on a cliff. He asks for a promise: give up the old civilization, stop reviving everyone, and live in his new world. Senku won't yield. He frames it coldly, logic over emotion to protect her, but Tsukasa reads right through him. Senku values people, and that care is his weakness and his strength. To end the conflict cleanly, Tsukasa strikes Senku at the neck, precise, decisive, lethal. Taeju and Yusuriha reach Senku's body in a storm. Taeju refuses to believe it's over. He remembers a vital detail: a shard of stone still clung to the back of Senku's neck, untouched since day one. If the revival fluid heals damaged parts as it removes petrification, then maybe, just maybe, that fragment can repair a broken neck the same way it fixed Yuzuriha's legs. They pour the last of the fluid. The rain hammers down. Nothing. Then cracks spider across the fragment. Fingers twitch. Eyes open. Senku lives. Flashback to his lonely months before Teiju woke. No muscle, no tools, no civilization, just a brilliant mind. He learned fire with a hand drill and friction, trapped small game without chasing it, stitched leaves into clothes, then built shelters, pottery, and a primitive lab from scratch. Every failure fed into the next attempt, pushing him one rung up the tech ladder. That grit is why he's standing here now. With Senku revived in secret, the trio forms a risky plan. Teiju and Yuzuriha will pretend Senku died and infiltrate Tsukasa's budding empire as spies, protecting each other from the inside. Senku will head the other way and found the Kingdom of Science, gather allies, and accelerate humanity's comeback with inventions that can challenge raw strength. And so, paths split. Alone in the wild, Senku hears a crash, a towering tree falling, and beneath it, a girl. He sprints in. She's strong, really strong, blocking and countering like a seasoned fighter, but the tree pins her. Senku can't lift it. He outsmarts it. He slices a wedge, sprinkles measured gunpowder, makes a small blast to carve a hole, loops a soap-slicked rope through bamboo pulleys, and uses mechanical advantage to hoist the trunk off. The girl, Kohaku, stands, impressed. She likes the way he solves problems, no posturing, just results. Kohaku leads Senku to a village tucked behind cliffs and rivers. Dozens of people live there, hunter-gatherers with rituals, rules, and almost no technology. They aren't revived modern humans. They're descendants of survivors. That means someone somewhere kept the flame of humanity alive through the dark. Senku suddenly has a reason beyond himself. These people deserve running water, medicine, heat, light, a future. At the village gate, 2 guards challenge him. Kohaku vouches for him, but the rules are strict. Instead of fighting, Senku performs a different kind of magic science show and tell. He whips up iridescent flames with mineral salts and conjures static shocks using a sulfur ball. The villagers are stunned. One young man, Chrome, is fascinated. Chrome's a self-taught sorcerer, who's actually a natural scientist. He's been collecting rocks, plants, and curiosities without knowing the theory behind them. Senku challenges him to a battle of science. It's friendly, fast, and wildly one-sided. Chrome loses and immediately asks to join. They're a team now, brain and apprentice, modern method and raw curiosity. Senku visits Chrome's stash and lights up so many useful materials, including rare ores and medicinal plants. Chrome's excited too, especially when Senku explains the real world, cities, rockets, the moon, and the mystery blast that turned humanity to stone. Chrome cries angry for a world he never got to see, determined to help build it anyway. Kohaku pushes them toward a higher priority. Her sister, Ruri, is gravely ill. The village's healers can only hope. Senku wants to cure. To brew real medicine, he needs a cascade of technologies, kilns, glasswork, refined metals, distillation basically, a crash course from Stone Age to Chemistry 101. He sketches a roadmap, gather non-living resources, clay, sand, ore, and living ones, herbs, starches, then convert them step by step into tools and drugs. First, firepower. They build a primitive furnace and bellows, but 3 pairs of lungs aren't enough. They need labor. How do you recruit a skeptical village? With something irresistible? Food. Senku opens the first ramen shop of the stone world. It's not authentic by pre-petrification standards, wild wheat stand-ins, makeshift broth, and seasoning hacked from sea salt and plant ash, but to people who've eaten the same roast fish for years, it's heaven. Bowls disappear. Lines form. Even the picky guards, Kinro and Jinro, start to waver. Ramen isn't just tasty, it's strategy. While the village slurps, Senku pitches, help us stoke the furnace all night, and the Kingdom of Science will repay you with heat, light, and medicine. Hands go up. The bellows roar. Sparks fly. We'll find out in the upcoming episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such recaps. See you soon in the next mystery.